Yes, guys, welcome to SFeatleyTV, and we're back with another hot off the press show, and we're joined by Josh. How are you doing, my friend? It's been a while.
It's been a while, Stephen. It's good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you doing for a while, and you're continuing to do the amazing content that you've been doing for the whole time I've known you. Kind of glad to see Arsenal got absolutely hammered. On Monday night, just keep that top four race a bit more secure in Chelsea fans. Are obviously I was getting embarrassed by Brentford as well. So at least we're the only London side to get absolutely destroyed.
Yeah, at least that's one thing because, like, mate, we were actually diabolical. I'm not even get into it. So, yeah, it's a game. It's a game I want to forget very quickly. We're gonna move right straight into it then. So um, obviously we all know the situation at Chelsea. The Abramovich has had to agreed to sell the club. The club is now under sale with a load of bidders that are interested. But one of these families that want to buy the club are the Ricketts family, and uh, I need to probably look up again why they don't want them there, why fans are protesting and don't want this family in charge of Chelsea Football Club. But I'm sure you could probably explain in more detail, Josh, why the fans are up in arms about this potentially coming to fruition.
Well, first of all, I'll very admittedly say that I have not been keeping up to date with this whole sale of Chelsea, probably as much as others, simply down to the fact that this is a very long, dragging process, and it's a process that would take a lot out of you because it's an emotional roller coaster because you're seeing about these potential bidders who are going to be taking over this football club, and these are the guys who are going to be taking us and leading us in campaigns for years to come. So I honestly have not been keeping up to date with this probably as much as some Chelsea fans, but I do definitely keep up with the key headlines, the key businesses, and the most important information. The Ricketts family own a baseball club called, I think it's the Chicago the
Uh,
Chicago Clubs. I think Chicago Clubs or something like
yeah, I think
that.
it might be them. So
Um, I'm very much I'm not very much an American sports fan. I like
I think it's
now,
to
but
do with what they've said in the past. To be honest,
yeah.
I'm trying to have a
So
look at.
um, yeah, so they've made comments in the past about saying Muslims are their enemies. When you look at there's a baseball club that they're threatened to move this baseball club out of. They have threatened to move this baseball club out of Chicago. They've got the highest ticket prices. There is no disabled access. After they did well one year, they ended up cutting all of their best players to save money. They fired all their staff during COVID-19 when rather than paying them or giving them the American version of
Mm-hmm.
furlough, and the list goes on. So the history of the history of these guys, and also the fact they're American, which we all know American owners are not are not
Not
very
usually
good.
a good mix when it comes to
Yes.
English football clubs.
So as I said, I've not been keeping up this as much as other people have been simply for the fact that
Yeah, it was the Chicago
it,
Cubs.
I haven't been keep up with this because I said if you get yourself attached to this long process, it's difficult to you know keep your head straight. So I have decided personally I'm going to back off a wee bit from it, but I do think that the Ricketts would be an absolute shocking embarrassment. Um,
So
it
you're
would be
not
an
personally
absolute.
behind it.
See, I'm trying to watch what I say because I don't have all the information, but I would
Well,
be extremely disgusted if they took over Chelsea. Yes.
right. So let me have a look at the report by by Sky Sports. So obviously there was a protest before the Brentford game. about 50 to 100 fans. Over the past fortnight, our bid team has met with several supporters group, the Chelsea Football Club. In those meetings, we have shared set of so we make to the fans if our bid is successful. So we believe that these are far-reaching and certainly include an absolute commitment on the part of the Ricketts family and the bid team to put diversity and inclusion at the heart of the club. We look forward to more meetings, including with the Chelsea Supporters Trust over the coming days, and to making a public reiteration of our values and commitments. Right. So Chicago Cubs owning Ricketts are among the four bidders aiming to buy Chelsea Football Club from Roman Abramovich. So obviously their father, who has no role at the Cubs or in the bid to buy Chelsea, used Islamophobic language in emails sent between 2009 and 2013 that were leaked in 2019. The 80-year-old later apologized. Chelsea fans has voiced concerns consistently on social media, and now the CST, Chelsea Supporters Trust, has added further weight to those worries. At this present time, it is clear that our membership neither supports or has confidence in the Ricketts family and the football of our club. This reflective of wider concerns articulated by a large vocal section of Chelsea supporters base. The CST board is guided by our membership, and thus we do not currently believe it is in the best interest of our members for the Ricketts family's bid to succeed. We await further public detail, concrete steps they will take for well-documented concerns of the Chelsea support. So they're still waiting to see what they've got to say for themselves in terms of what the ambitions of what they want to put at the morals of the club. Tom Ricketts has built bridges with the Muslim community in Chicago since his father surfaced emails in 2019. So yeah, like he's basically doing it since he's been caught out. Yeah. So that's definitely for me. If I was you, I would definitely be against this at all, because I don't want anyone who's Islamophobic, sexist, racist, or anything like that coming near my football club. Right? And people know that I've done many streams on tough issues about the racism in this country. We've called it out every time it's happened in football in terms of social media. And people, and I've always said this as well, like people, and I also said it in chats I've had it in times where we've been in, when you've been in chat, you're watching a stream and you're in the chat with friends and that, and then you hear about players being abused after a game, after a defeat, and obviously you go check it out, and you message in the chat saying this is totally wrong, condemning it in the chat, basically making your statement in the chat that you're condemning any sort of racism and stuff like that. I've even had people like that, try and say that I'm piping up about the whole racism issue. And I said, well, if you don't like me talking about the problem of racism in this country,
I'll just back you
you've got a serious fucking problem with yourself, right? Because it's something that needs to be called out every time it happens. And B, right, it's something that is, if I want to call it out, I'm free in the freedom of speech to call it out. And just if you don't want to hear about it, ignore it. Just ignore me, right? Because but even then, You should not like be trying to call out people that are trying to call out stuff like racism and stuff like that, and trying to make the world a better place. Right? Because for me, if you are trying to call people, if you are trying to have a go at people for calling it out, then there's something seriously wrong with your life. But yeah, so I'm just trying to get an idea of these guys. I'm just trying to see, is that the actual only thing they want to do? Is that the only thing that's happened, or is there anything else?
Do you want exactly?
Ricketts family, the Guardian come up with Ricketts family vow to forsake European Super League. Forsake mean give up, doesn't it?
What do you mean?
Forsake. What the meaning of forsake? So you're forsaking something. It means give up, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They've said that they'll forsake the European Super League, so they won't be part of it. That's one way of getting around it. Look, either way, these people, I've got no time for. I don't.
I think with the Ricketts, I think the Ricketts, with the Chelsea supporters, Trust concluding a survey that 77% of fans did not want the Ricketts. The banners, the protests, the focal, the triggered focal trends. At the end of the day, they're continuing to push the amount of PR stunts they're putting out. The 10-point plan they put out and stuff like this, and talking about the stadium rebuilds. They see Chelsea as a money making business. Chelsea does generate a lot of money. Commercially and of competitions, because we're an extremely competitive team. So. And also, we also actually do have people will actually forget we have the biggest American commercial side of things out of all the English clubs. We have a massive American support. So, which obviously the Ricketts are American. So, I see this all as PR stunts. We've seen it with the Glazers after the European Super League. And the Glazers then, we're going to invest into Manchester United. We're going to restore Old Trafford. We're going to invest into the team. And look at where Manchester United are. They're out there, in the European Conference League spot or just below it, and they generally look awful. So no, I just have no time for the Ricketts. If they become the owner of this club, I hope, beg, maybe hope that they'll do something that we really don't expect them to do. But if they do come, owners of this club, I see Chelsea falling down the ladder over these next few years, because I just can't see them putting money into this football team, and it's worrying. It is worrying, and that's why I'm trying to get too emotionally attached to all of this. I just have to hope that they don't get it, but I don't. I think they will.
How do you feel as a fan during this whole process? And before you say that, big up Muncie. Look. Big up Muncie. I hope you're doing well. Like I messaged you earlier. I'll have to see what my plans are on Monday before I can make a definite confirmation. Because obviously I've got to keep pushing the new channel out as well. It's big. Hey, score prediction tonight. We'll get into that in a minute, mate. Don't worry. If you are new to the channel, please do hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, please. This is all for charity after all, anyway. So if you could do it, would be really, really helpful. Yeah, but Josh, what do you say? How have you felt as a fan during this whole process?
It's been difficult. I remember when Roman Abramovich released his first statement late Saturday night, talking about he was given the Chelsea Charity Foundation, ownership of the club, and then a few days later, after that, it was announced that he was going to be selling the club, and then he got sanctioned, and it's been a really stressful time, and I do give credit to the Chelsea players and Thomas Tuchel. I think they've been absolutely outstanding on the pitch during all of this. Taking the Brentford game aside, because I think the international break and various few things played a part of that result. But we were unbeaten until then. We were very competitive, looking very, very good, and defensively and defensively. But in terms of the soft side of the pitch, yeah, it's difficult, and that's why I don't keep up. There's so many reports day by day about this, and this is exactly why I've personally not been keeping up to date with it day by day, just because it's too draining and there's too much to keep up with. But one thing
There's
I
so many
would say,
conflicting stories as well.
there is exactly, so many, you just don't know what to believe. What has to happen is we need to get the right owner sorted, get the club sold, start this rebuild, start the new era, start the new plan, and give fans, the squad, the football club, everything associated with Chelsea clarity, because there's just can't go for much longer. Chelsea are still sanctioned; they can't sell Premier League tickets. Only season ticket holder fans can be there. We can't extend contracts, we can't sell merchandise. It just cannot go on for much longer. It needs solved, and give it to the right owners who actually care about this club and want to take it forward in the right direction, and to stop the load of BS that is going on, because it is just not going to anybody with Chelsea, and the fans do not deserve it in any shape or form.
Yeah, I'm just looking up who are Chelsea's bidders. So we're going to report on this now. Trying to see who the bidders are at this minute. So the final four revealed.
It's the Ricketts, Todd Ballarley or something like that. He, along with Wes, they're a group, and I can't remember who the other two are.
You've got the Rain Group, who has decided on who makes to the next stage of the Chelsea ownership. Right. There's Stephen with a PH, Luica,
yep.
Majority owner of Atalanta, according to The Athletic, and another one is who wants 55% stake is Mark Kleiman of as well.
Yes, Georgia, which Chelsea's
he has to dilute his stake of Atalanta to get some of the stake in that as well. You've obviously got the Ricketts family, who we all, which we just talked about. You've also then got there's I think so. Ricketts fan Rain has shortlisted the 4 CFC bids with the US links. Ricketts family are though through to the next stage. Todd Bowley, David Belitzer, Josh Harris, and Stephen Pagliuca have also made the shortlist. Auction style process now. All 4. This is from Ben Jacobs' Twitter account, by the way, on March the 25th. All 4 can do diligence new owner by the end of April. Well, they need it done by the end of the season. They've got players they need to keep, like Rudiger. You need to keep Rudiger for example, because he's a quality
Rudiger was really close to signing a contract until the club was put up for sale and the sanctions had us. That is like extremely. Christian for me is good as gone. He's going to go to Barcelona, regardless of what happens. So Christiansen have accepted choice, but yeah, I completely agree. Rudiger has to stay. No question about it. Azpilicueta has signed a new contract, and for anybody asking, maybe contradicting myself, Azpilicueta had a 1-year extension clause inside his contract. So that does not follow inside the sanction because it was already agreed in the contract. So he was able to extend given the sanctions for that particular legal reason.
He is, George. Go check out his channel, Josh CFC. Obviously, it was a late call up, so they didn't get a chance to put it in the description. But yeah, you also find him on the Dugout channel as well. Rudiger and Silva, 2 players. No, I think Silva, I think is okay.
Silva's already he already extended before the sanctions came in.
Yeah, Silva's okay. It's Rudiger, Christensen, and I think it's Azpilicueta.
Azpilicueta staying. Rudiger was going to stay until the sanctions said Christensen pretty much.
So the ones that are sanctions are particular Christensen and Rudiger.
Christensen was good as gone anyway. He's been talking to Barcelona for quite a while now, so he's as good as gone. He was good as gone anyway.
Right, but the main one for me is Rudiger.
It's Rudiger, without doubt. Yeah,
because he's been vital since Tuchel's come in. He's been vital, absolutely. So, yeah, it's mad. It's mad, man. But yeah, like I said, man, I just it's gonna look in the end. I feel it's like I just said earlier. I wouldn't want, if I was you, I wouldn't want an owner that's been reported to say these things over emails and this, that, and all the other. I wouldn't want an owner like that as well, especially if you just got rid of an owner that's like had strong links to bloody Putin, for God's sake. Who apparently now they're all saying, what we're seeing, what the images that are being displayed in these bombed out cities are a load of lies, right? What crock of bollocks? What a crock of bollocks! Why can't we just fucking do something, man? It's just bullshit. Honestly, I can't believe that. How can you sit there? You've got. I'm sorry, like, I'm trying not to make this political, but people sitting there dying, God knows what, and you're sitting there saying, "Oh, we didn't do it." Well, yeah, it was like we didn't do that. It wasn't our missiles. Well, whose missiles was it? Fucking Poland, right? Fucking Romania, North Korea, right? Bullshit, right? Bullshit, right? I'm sorry. I can't. It drives me mental. See it, mate. It's big up Noah. By the way, it's Stephen. It's got an N on the end. Question for Chelsea, fella, is this the moment the club needs you Chelsea fans at most? The most. Well, what would you say? I say it is, but then that doesn't mean you should just roll over and get into bed with the nearest bloody bidder that comes your way.
No. Thank you very much for the question. Yes, I do absolutely think that. I absolutely do agree. I think at the end of the day, it's a very, very important time for the Chelsea fans. The Chelsea fans need to voice their opinions. They need to voice their opinions. They need to protest. They need to. The Chelsea supporters group, the pitch owners, the We Are Shed End. They all need to communicate with their Chelsea counterparts. Voice opinion that that the Ricketts are not the right family. The Chelsea fans need to have a part in who the new owners are. Their voice needs to be respected. I'm completely agree that the fans are needed the most. And this goes for any club who would be in a situation. 100% the voice needs to be heard because no matter what, if the Chelsea fans keep up their voice, that they do not want to be under the Ricketts ownership. They will eventually win. It could take its time. It could grind it, but it will eventually win.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, most billionaires have skeletons, some whose doors are open and other behind locked doors. One reason I think Premier League should try and keep part ownership. You mean? I think it'd be more. Rather than part ownership, I think it's going to be more of a consort. It might be a consortium that might buy the club, for example, because of how quickly they push the deal through and everything like that. Yeah, so that's my take on it. I do feel it'll be a consortium of bidders that will be in for Chelsea, because in the end, it's in the middle of London. They're one of they're probably like they're the fourth biggest team in the country. They've got a fantastic squad, top quality manager, right, and have the resources to push on and go and win more major honours, right? They could still technically win the Champions League this season, right, with the same squad that they did last season. You've also got they could easily push on to go and win the title. They're not that far off that either. So there's a lot there that most owners would look at that and think, well, why not? I don't have to put a lot to invest in the squad, do I? I don't have to invest a lot in the club to get to a title. Sorry, to a title winning status, do I? If you see what I mean.
Yeah, very much so.
So, unlike if you looked at Arsenal, look how much you'd have to spend to get us back up to even at Chelsea's level, for example, right? And then further up to get even towards the title winning level. Be a lot to go through first. So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see what comes of it. But for me, I wouldn't be surprised if. How do I put this? Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm surprised that it's been this long already. To be fair, it's been this long already. That's what I'm surprised by. Are you surprised it's taken this long?
No, but it's taken too long considering the club's under sanctions at the moment. I understand this is a lengthy process and for so many reasons, but it needs to be sped up a bit because Chelsea are currently under sanctions and the club just cannot keep operating like this for much longer.
Yeah, I hear that. Consortiums that can compromise of people local to the club. Yeah, it can do, mate. It can do big time. Question for you. You question for you. With the Roman make you reach to a level never thought you would reach? What's the question? That's not a question. You might need to reword that, mate, because I don't know what you're asking. Yeah. I'm still trying to work that one out. But yeah, I'm gonna move on to Man City. Some people have just messaged in the chat earlier saying that Man City aren't dropping this title race. Pep's making things interesting. No, Pep would not do that. Pep would try and win it at his earliest opportunity. Like, he won't lose games deliberately to make it interesting. That's just crap. Could they be bottling this title race? They were 12 points clear. They're now 1 point in front, and to make sure that they stay in front, they've got to go. Though they're at home, they've got to beat Liverpool at the Etihad. So that why are the right and to be fair, they have bottled partly already because they've put themselves in this situation where it's now a straight fight to the title when everyone had pretty much written off Liverpool ever catching them being 12 points ahead.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely insane. I think everybody was. I think everybody pretty much agreed that the title race was over and it was Manchester City's to win. Not that long ago, and now we're sitting here with pretty much a huge game for on Sunday between the two. I think, but I,
Like D-Day,
I,
isn't it?
I, I think to say Manchester City are bottling the league is a bit unfair. Yes, they were 12 points clear, but um, for them, to not be 12 points clear, Liverpool had to keep winning games. And Liverpool have just been relentless and fantastic, for these last few months. They've just, it's just been a Liverpool that we know of. I think Diego Jota, I think Luis Diaz has been exceptional since he came in. Salah as well. And also their defence, obviously Van Dijk making a big difference as well, which everyone knew. So to say that City have bottled the league, I think wouldn't be so true. Because as this Premier League gets more and more difficult every year, and City have struggled against Southampton. I think 4 points against Southampton they've dropped this year, for example. So it's a really difficult league, and I think it's exceptionally difficult to win game, and maybe a bit of complacency did set into that City team, where maybe they started focusing on the Champions League a wee bit. That's all plays part, all of this plays part, but. At the same time, Liverpool had to keep winning. They had to keep winning comprehensively, like they have been. So I don't think City have bottled it as such. Because I think nobody just seen Liverpool being this good to make a challenge offer, which is what they've done, and it does lead to an exciting game. And I generally think a lot of
But there's
fans.
certain results in that run that they should be in winning, which
You get down football,
thrown away.
Arsenal losing 3-0 to Crystal
They have
Palace,
been complacent.
Chelsea losing 4-1 to Brentford. No matter how good of a team you are, like Real Madrid, top of La Liga, lost 4-0 to Barcelona, and the Clasico there, not long ago. It happens in football. Some teams do go through bad patches. City went through a bad patch. Liverpool kept winning, and there you go. Went to a league race. So that's football. The best teams in the world have blips. So. I don't see. I can't either say. Maybe yes, a part of complacency did come in, and I would say it did, especially in the maybe Pep Guardiola's team selections, and he also did suffer quite a lot of injuries as well at a point during the. But I think a lot of neutrals, myself, I most definitely will. I think a lot of neutrals, and you'll be doing much wrong for it or anything. We'll be watching this game on Sunday with our popcorn and with an anticipation of what could be a hella good game on Sunday evening between the two at the Etihad.
I think everyone's going to be tuning into that game. I think before we move on to the last subject, and I could talk about it on another show, to be honest. I'm going to move on to one thing we haven't done for a while on here, and we should be doing more often, is Team of the Week, or Starting Next Side of the Week. So I'm just going to bring it up now. Put bin squad builder. Right, so give me a sec, just load it up. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, people. Please do share the channel if you can as well. We really appreciate it if you can do it and help get more people to come and watch. It'd be so appreciated if you can. But yeah, if you look, we've got an easy thing to do our Team of the Week. See if we go 4-2-3-1. See if we adapt it from there. So I'm going to start with the goalkeeper. Who do you think stood out for goalkeeper this weekend? This last weekend.
This is only for Premier League, isn't it?
Yeah, last weekend's Premier League.
I'll give it to Alisson. I think Alisson made some really crucial saves against Watford. Maybe not outstanding saves, but I think he deserved it, because I think if it wasn't for him, Watford would definitely scored a goal, which could have made that result a bit different.
Yeah. So it would either be Alisson or Edison, both of them, and the only ones who got to clean sheet as well, if you look at it.
You can maybe say you could maybe put an argument in for David De Gea after that world class save against Leicester, but
yeah, you could do.
But I think Alisson just nicks it.
That Ramsdale wouldn't get it as well, but what I will say about Ramsdale is that the goals he let in, he couldn't avoid. And the second thing as well is that the saves he did make stopped it from being a complete embarrassment. He stopped it from being viable. I will just say that though. Right back. Who do you think stood out this week?
Oh, right back.
Who'd say done right side for Crystal Palace?
I'm actually going to give it to. He's not a right back, but he did play a right wing back. Matt Doherty was exceptional on Sunday against Newcastle for
that's a good point.
for
Yeah, they were quality. Doherty. Yeah, Doherty. The centre back roles. I'm gonna say it's got to be would you say Van Dijk had a good performance?
I'm going to give it to Pontus Jansson for Brentford at Stamford Bridge. The Brentford centre back. He was exceptional. He was really, really good.
Jensen.
Yeah. And I would also give it to.
Is it this one?
Yeah, the first one. And then I would give it to.
Is it CDM?
I would give it. Then I would also give it to Grant Hanley of Norwich against the weekend against Brighton. It was a big. It was a big away. It was a Grant Hanley of Norwich.
Oh yeah, that's a good point, isn't he? Yeah. He played well when I saw the highlights. How do you spell his name?
Hanley.
Oh yeah. Gotcha. Right, Hanley. Left back role. I want to give a shout out to Mitchell.
Mitchell.
Oh, Mitchell was quality on Monday night. I don't know about you.
I'll go Jan Cancelo.
Yeah, Jan Cancelo. Let us know if you agree in the comments or not. Be really appreciated if you in the chat if you agree or disagree. Cancelo. So the two DMs. Let me have a look at. One of them has got to be. I think Koyate for me has got to be in there.
Yeah, him or Gallagher.
Him or Gallagher.
Well, yeah, I'll give it to Gallagher because I'm biased towards it.
Yeah. So would he go CDM or Cam?
CM.
Okay, so I'll tell you what I'll do is I'll switch it to a more of a 4-3-3. What is that fucking thing going in the way? There you go.
I'll tell you who my front three. I'll tell you what my middle three would be. It'll be Declan Rice, CDM, Gallagher, and then Christian Eriksen.
You mean midfield three?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Eriksen. Eriksen should be in there. His performance is class. Then Rice, you say. So yeah, okay. Right winger.
Um,
IU. I've got to put IU out there.
yeah, I'll agree with that.
IU, yeah. He was quality that night. On the left, I would say Zaha, but it's a bit obvious. I would say Matito, who was good at the centre.
Jack
Side
Harrison
back.
for Leeds. I thought he played really well.
On the left,
Yeah.
Harrison. Yeah, and then
I would go. I would go. I'm going to say Iheanacho.
Iheanacho. Because I was going to go Matita myself.
I think going away to. I think we're going away to Old Trafford and putting in a performance like that.
Yeah.
Slightly more better than a good performance against a dodgy Arsenal team.
And I spell it. Jesus. Spell it. Let's have a look. Let me go back and have a look at the results of that game. It's IH. IHEA. There you go. But yeah, I'll go with that. Yeah, I'll go with that, to be honest. I think that's quality.
Just to say, I shout out to Christian Eriksen. 2 goals in international duty.
Yeah.
His first goal back in the Premier League. He's playing like nothing ever happened to him.
It's so great to see him back.
Yeah, credit to the man. Fair play to him.
Yeah, it's so great to see him back as well. But that's your team of the week. We've got Allison in the net. Doherty, Jensen, Hanley, Cancelo. A three of Rice, Gallagher, and Ericsson, and then a front three of AU, Iheanacho, and Harrison.
Perfect.
So I'm gonna end it on this quick note. And I'm gonna end it, quick note here. Arsenal and Spurs and Tottenham's running. Arsenal with 9 games and the rest have 8. Who do you feel's got the easiest running?
Did have a really quick look at 2 seconds. Let's see. So, home to Brighton, away to Southampton, away to Chelsea, home to Manchester United, away to West Ham, home to Leeds, away to Spurs, away to Newcastle, home to Everton.
I was going to say Spurs when I looked at it.
Spurs, so nosy. Away to Villa, home to Brighton, away to Brentford, home to Leicester, away to Liverpool, home to Arsenal, home to Burnley. Oh, Spurs have the way easier running. Like, very, very easier running.
The only thing I'm relying on is that it is Spurs.
That's it. That's the best.
It is Spurs after all. You do remember that. That's why they're not confident that it is Spurs and they're not what they're like. But they've got such an easy run in. So, and plus of all, I think they're starting to get a little bit of form as well. So, but then again, like teams have started picking up form, and then even Man United started picked up a little bit of form, and then all of a sudden, bang, and end up drawing a game against. Anything can happen, especially in this top 4 race. It keeps twisting and turning every single week. I like to say we'll beat Spurs to top 4 because I'm an Arsenal fan, and I don't want to ever meet defeat to a Tottenham fan, but not on camera. Definitely, I'm not saying it at all. Especially live on camera, but yeah, we haven't put ourselves in a good situation at all. So I'm a bit annoyed by it. That's why I was most annoyed about what Monday's performance. The fact is that we just didn't turn up either. It was so lackluster, so weak, so spineless. Like it was like that 3-0 defeat in 2016-17, and we started singing "You're not fit to wear the shirt." Right, that's how poor that performance was. Maybe Granit Xhaka was having fucking flashbacks to that game, like during the games, because like that's how poor it was. So, but yeah, and yet we're now what 5 years fucking down the line. 5 years down the line, he's still at this fucking club and he's still doing the same shit performance, right? And people telling me he's still to back a man who had 4 windows to get rid of him.
I know. I know you need to go because you've got another show coming. I want to ask you one thing very quickly. Obviously, Amazon Prime are doing this with Arsenal. Not many people have been speaking about it, but this happening. I don't know if you have Amazon Prime up, but does any party going to watch it or want to watch it, or do you just not going to bother?
It probably drives me up the wall.
You're going to see Arteta in his prime.
All I'm going to see fucking Arteta is it's us celebrating like we've won the Champions League. The amount of fucking excuses when we don't win a game. Right? The amount of bullshit saying it's never fair, it's all our fault, it's all against us, blah 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 blah. Right? When actually he can't actually just do the be like perform as a manager and perform against the top managers in elite sport. It's as simple as that. So, right. And if he bottles top 4, I'm gonna love to see what he is. Yeah, I bet you I'm not even gonna watch definitely not gonna if we bottle it, I'm not watching it because I will hear all the fucking excuses in the world of how we didn't get it. Right? All the excuses. It's never my fault. Right, so there we are. Even when about the fixture congestion during the fucking press conference, I'm like,
man, you're not even in Europe.
But you want to be in the Champions League next season, you dumb fuck. Shut the fuck up then.
He's complaining about the fixture congestion when he's had.
Yeah, and yet he wants to be in the Champions League next year.
Yeah, and he's had weeks to prepare his team, and they've played much less games, and the top 4 teams are competing against. Oh, brilliant!
I'm sorry, if you've had a whole week to prepare your teams most of the season, you should have been able to instill a style of play, right, and everything that Vieira managed to instill basically he managed to instill that in 7-8 fucking games
with a completely rebuilt team.
Well, yeah, with 60 million to fucking spend, half the amount you had. Says it all, doesn't it? But there you go. So no, I'm not going to be watching it because it will drive me up the fucking wall. I really cannot deal with my blood pressure going up that high. So yeah, we're gonna leave it there, guys. We've been talking on all these subjects, so go back to see what our opinions are on them. By rewatching the stream for us will really be helpful as well, because obviously it helps raise more money for the charity. Do hit that like and subscribe button. But first, Josh, where can they find you?
JWSCH_CFC on Twitter and JVCH on YouTube. I haven't been to YouTube probably since start of the year, but I'm going to be relaunching my YouTube channel next week or the week after. I've got a whole relaunch. I'm going to be rebranding my channel and going to be doing some. I will be doing football content. I will be doing football content. I'll be doing match day vlogs, and I might be giving a bacon. I'm a baker. Some people have requested me to do some bacon videos on my channel where I do some home bacon recording, just show off what I do. So I'll also be doing. I don't know if that would interest people, but some of them I'm going to give a go, and people interested in, happy days. If not, I just enjoy doing it because it's my job.
Right. So it's all right. Just send me a fresh delivery in the morning.
I'll send them all your way, Stephen. Don't you worry.
Yeah, right. Fresh, right? You know what I mean? On the day, cool. Yeah, yeah. Make sure that's where it comes through, and you find out it's been frozen.
I remember that.
But yeah, make sure you go and check that out. And I think you can also find on the Dugout channel as well. So make sure you check them out there as well. But yeah, please do subscribe to SFeatley TV. All these streams we do, every single money, pence, pound that we raise from these streams goes to Children's Liver Disease Foundation. So if you can watch the stream back, it'd be really helpful. If you could like the content, share out the content, get more people aware of the channel, but also the charitable cause that we do to raise money for a horrible, many types of horrible diseases, right, that kids are born with or develop through no fault of their own, right? Please do by liking and sharing the content, get more people aware and subscribing, get them also to join the membership from as little as £1.99. I 4.99 for even more perks, and to get all the perks, all of our exclusive perks. It's 8.99, I believe. So yeah. So if you could if you could please do that, become a member. It'd be really, really helpful to us if you could. It would mean a lot, especially like if you became a second level member as well as just subscribing, because we can then start pushing towards doing some extra content once we get enough of those members, which will be like Q&A streams. But make sure you do that. I'm live in 45 minutes with a watch along, and then I'm doing and then busy day tomorrow. F1 this weekend as well for the Australian Grand Prix. Keep your eyes out for that on SFeatley F1. Not this channel, it's SFeatley F1. It's a brand new channel. So if you like F1, go over there, subscribe to it now. Also share that with your friends and anyone you know. It also raises money for charity as well. So make sure you do that. Until then, everyone stay safe, stay well. Big up everyone in the chat. Noah, Gary, Static, Unknown, George, Munzi, to TDUCL, and everyone else that's been in the show watching as well. So please, yeah. Until then, take care. Bye bye.